Stand by for Bwana.org radio. In 3, 2, 1. Cue the announcer.
You found Bwana.org radio, your one source for tech news and reviews. Now, almost live from sunny Florida, here's your host, Bwana McCall.
Greetings, folks, and welcome to episode 226 of Bwana.org Radio. Today is January 19, 2010. We're here again at live.bwana.tv or at justin.tv/Bwana, where you can come here every Tuesday and Thursday night, about 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We had a little bit of an echo jam fest. Very, very funny. You'll see clips coming up very, very soon. I'm very easily entertained when it comes to technology, and we just went with echoes, and I was creating row your boats and jingles and all kinds of nonsense. You know how we do it here. Live.bwana.tv. It's always the unpredictable, the unexpected, and just plain old goofy. But we got 14 bookmarks. Go to delicious.com/IOBuffer/226 if you want to follow along, if you're listening to the podcast, or if you are watching on the YouTubes or on Bwana.tv, wherever I post the video, because I am recording the video. The video is being recorded. So I'm going to make that emphasis right now. We got a great show lined up for episode 226 of Bwana.org Radio.
It's time for Bwana.org Radio's tech news for this week.
Our first story, we're going to be talking about Google Chrome, which has become my primary browser in record time. Usually I go through browsers, back and forth over time, Firefox, Safari, and I'll install all three, just about on every system I get on. And I usually go with one for a while, and then I say, yeah, I'll go back to Safari. Yeah, I'll go back to Firefox. Never did that with IE, but it was always a fight between Firefox and Safari on my Mac, and on my Windows system, it was pretty much Firefox. So when Google Chrome came along, it kind of changed everything, most notably the speed, but now we have extensions, which was the thing that hooked me into Firefox. Firefox extensions, they make the browsing experience better, make little programs better. So I was happy to see this next story, which is a amazing TwitterFox alternative. TwitterFox is a Firefox extension which allows you to use Twitter within your browser. Now there's one called Chrome Bird, which is kind of like TwitterFox, but on Google Chrome. So if TwitterFox was one of those things that kept you on Firefox, and you didn't really want to switch to Google Chrome because you couldn't find a TwitterFox alternative or TwitterFox replacement, here's one for you. Give this one a try. Install Google Chrome. Make sure you get the build that allows you to use extensions, and install this particular extension. It looks very, very nice. If you do like TwitterFox, I got a very, 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 very good feeling you're gonna like this one as well. It's got a lot of the same features as TwitterFox. I've only tested TwitterFox Limited with limited capabilities and stuff like that. I just barely touched it, but I know a lot of people who use it, and some have already chimed in and say this is a good alternative, if not a replacement, for TwitterFox. Check this story out. This one's over on makeuseof.com. They got the details, screenshots, download links. You can check it out, guys. Google Chrome is coming along very, 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 very fast. And it's like I said, it's quickly becoming my primary browser everywhere. And that's not really been, a consistent thing with me. So that says a lot in itself. Check it out. Make Use Of has the details over there. The next story has to do with a little bit of gaming news. We're going to talk about Star Trek. Star Trek recently released a public beta of the Star Trek Online beta. This is an MMORPG, or a massively multiplayer online role-playing game that is based on the Star Trek universe. So all of us who love Star Trek, all of us who grew up with Star Trek, even the new fans, even the next generation who grew up with Picard instead of Kirk, and then the people who grew up with Deep Space Nine, and people who watched Enterprise and actually liked it. This is a game that everybody who is into the Star Trek universe can probably get some kind of a joy out of. But this next story is kind of surprising. That the developers, Cryptic Studios, basically stated that this response is more than they anticipated. They're getting more response out of the beta in terms of just activity. I can tell because I landed a key thanks to Wanyao on Twitter, twitter.com/1yow. And I got in, but you know, we always had load issues. Now I've been a part of a lot of massively multiplayer online betas, and you know, there's always load issues. There's always stress issues. But stress issues. Say that 5 times fast. But in this case, you know, it was the same type of deal. But according to these developers, they didn't expect it to be this high. And apparently, they speak of an incoming update to open up the entire game for testers. The patch will bring DS9 and Memory Alpha, as well as new areas to visit. So if you're a Deep Space Nine fan, you'll be happy to know that you can step foot on a virtual Deep Space Nine. They got a picture of Deep Space Nine here in this particular article. But check this out: Star Trek Online Beta is taking off. It's probably not too late to get a key. There's probably some straggling websites that'll probably require you to become a premium member. If you're desperate to get a key, you can become a premium member and get a key. But for the most part, a lot of the free keys are gone. But you can probably find one if you look hard enough. So check this story out. This one's over on theexaminer.com. They got the details and screenshots over there. We're going to shift gears to some cell phone news. This one, you just got to read the title. The Nexus 1 has been unboxed by freaking ninjas. Yeah. It's an amazing video. I'm not going to play it on the podcast. But this is easily one of the best unboxing videos I've ever seen. Now, I've seen a bunch of Lego unboxings where people did stop motion animation. But this is professionally... I mean, this guy should get a contract. This could be a TV show. These ninjas unbox this Nexus 1 and they just don't unbox it. They do it in ninja style. So if you want to get a little bit of a fun factor in your day, go check out this story over at intomobile.com. They got a link to the YouTube video of that particular event. But I watched it twice and my mouth literally dropped. I was like, what? And it was just amazing animation. So check it out. Into Mobile has the link to the video. You can favorite the video on YouTube if you enjoy it. And we're going to continue a little bit on cell phone news, but this one has to do with MiFi. I am a subscriber to MiFi on Sprint, and I've been watching this story very closely now. Apparently, there is a hack which allows you, a malicious hacker, if you will, to basically pwn your MiFi. They can get your password, they can take it over, they can reset it, they can do whatever they want, and it's very, very easy to do. So ever since I heard about this, I haven't been using my MiFi. I used to use it when I go out and work and stuff. But man, this is a very, very nasty exploit. But the good news is that this story on SlashGear states that a patch is coming. So this is probably going to be in the form of a firmware patch, probably over-the-air patch. But these things are often used in coffee shops. They're often used in airports and public places. And man, it is so easy to hack these things. If you read about the details, I mean, anybody with any kind of basic coding experience can go out and pwn a MiFi. It's really that bad. So check this out. This was over on slashgear.com. Like I said, I'm watching this one very closely because I have this device. And it's something that I just don't want to happen to me. I mean, you can factory reset the device and get it back, but hey, so the same person can say, hey, you reset? I'll just hack you again. I'll just hack you again. And the same is true for the Verizon version as well. So this is a Novotel issue. So that's why we're waiting on a firmware patch, because it affects both carriers. Check this out. This is over on SlashGear. You can find other articles and all kinds of other cool stuff about this story.
You're listening to Bwana.org Radio, a potpourri of tech news and reviews.
Oftentimes on my stream, I play video game music, and a lot of people ask you, well, Bwana, what is that song? Well, Bwana, where'd you get that music? Oh, Bwana. They don't talk like that, but you know, that's how it comes across in my brain because I got issues. Anyway, this next story comes by way of makeuseof.com. And, you know, it's a great article. Some of these sites I haven't been to. It's entitled 5 Great Sites to Download Free Video Game Music. Very, very cool, huh? So my primary way of doing it on the stream is that I use Shoutcast. I go to shoutcast.com, which is streaming radio for you new school kids who don't understand the concept of internet radio. I go to shoutcast.com, I find a radio station with video game music, I click play, and then Winamp launches and it plays. But I also download music from some of these sites as well, and they got a bunch of them listed here. The first one is called Video Game Music Archive. And they got stuff from Sega, Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft, NEC, SNK, Atari. Bunch of cool stuff over there. You can also go to the Atari SAP Music Archive, which has some songs there. A Game Music Index. And one of my favorites is called Overclocked Remix. And this was introduced to me, I think, yeah, it was founded in 1999. That's when I found it. It was around 1999, 2000. And a friend of mine named George, he introduced it to me. He's like, man, I know you like video game music. You have got to check this out. Overclocked Remix. They got some cool remixes of existing video game music. So if you want a different spin, if you want a different take on video game music, go to Overclocked Remix. Absolutely free to download the songs. You can preview them. They got their own licensing, so if you want to reuse them, make sure you watch the licensing scheme. And then there's also remix.kwed.org, which I have never used before, but I do plan on checking it out. So check these sites out, guys. If you're into video game music, you'll probably find a gem. You'll probably find a few songs in here that you grew up with. I know people who listen to Zelda music. We did some Zereo. I don't know how to spell it. Zereo, Z-R-E-O music.com. We've been playing a lot of that, and it's just orchestrated music of Zelda themes. And people get chills because it brings back, those fond memories of playing Zelda. So check the story out, guys. If you are into video game music like I am, you're probably going to have a blast. Over on makeuseof.com, they got the details over there. Next story, we're going to go over to Google. Have you guys ever heard of the Google Pack? It took me a while to figure out what the heck I would use it for. And then I finally came to the conclusion that I would never use the Google Pack. Google Pack is kind of a software package of commonly used software. And for new users to the internet, to the webs, and to the computers, this is a good way to get started on a brand new computer. Some recommended apps from Google that they prefer. I would never use it, but some users might. So I was happy to see that they added a piece of software that I actually use on my computers called Avast. Avast is a free antivirus program that you can use for personal use, or you can get a professional copy for commercial use. But I recently switched to Avast about a year and a half ago. And I switched from AVG. I got tired of AVG's false positives. If you're not into antivirus, I know a whole lot about it, probably too much to mention. But false positives are basically virus definitions that are mistaken. The heuristic system, everything about the antivirus says, hey, that file's a virus, and it's not actually a virus. So in the case of AVG, it would go through and say, hey, this is a virus. I'm going to move it into the vault, and it would break your system. So, yeah, I got tired of that. So I moved over to Avast, and I haven't had a problem since. So great piece of software. I'm glad to see that they've added it to Google Pack. Absolutely free, like I said. And I think you'll get some great use out of this software. So check it out over on the Google blog. Actually, this is on Google operating system, not Google's blog. This is an independent Google blog. They got the details over there, and they link to some of the software that's available. Next story, we're going to go back to gaming, and this has to do with MAG. MAG, you say? Well, not MAG like magazines, but MAG as in an acronym for Massive Action Game. This is a game that's coming out January 26th, I believe, very, very soon, about 8 days, 8 or 9, 7 days. 7 days. In 7 days. Anyway, MAG dynamic themes have been announced, and they got previews of these new dynamic themes. If you're into the PS3, you will know about dynamic themes. These are basically desktop, or I don't know, PS3 top themes, which actually are animated. So you have animated backgrounds, and you got cool icons, you got cool sounds, and they charge you for them. It's hard to find free dynamic themes. There's not a whole lot. So I have a couple. I have quite a few, actually. Some of which I paid for, some of which I got for free. And these are mediocre at best. And I haven't said that in a long. I used to say that all the time to my wife. It was mediocre at best. These are mediocre at best because I looked at the preview and I was like, "That's it." I mean, at least have an airstrike or something going in the background. But they're pretty dry. They just have a guy standing there and he looks around every 5 seconds. I just looked at the severe one. Sever. I always call it severe. I always looked at the Sever one. That was the only one I looked at because that's the people I'm going to pick. And I was like, I don't want this theme. I don't know. It disappointed me. So if I really actually had to pay for it, and I got that. I'm glad they showed me a preview because if I paid for it and that was it, I would probably throw something across the room and hope it doesn't break. No, I wouldn't go that. Maybe I would. Maybe I wouldn't. Anyway, check this out. You can look at the previews of these and formulate your own opinion. See what you guys think about these. I was underwhelmed. Tremendously underwhelmed. I am going to get mad, those of you who are wondering. I was very, very impressed with the 256-player domination mode. Totally new game for me. It's something I've never experienced, and I've experienced a lot in terms of first-person shooters and Battlefield 2, Battlefield, all these different games on PC with a lot of players. Call of Duty even. Nothing, I've never experienced anything like that. It felt like war. If I knew what war was, it would probably feel like that. Very, very massive. And I think the word massive is appropriate for this. But I haven't decided on where to pre-order it. I'm looking at Amazon. They got a PlayStation Home Space and GameSpot. You get a custom character or a custom look that nobody else can get. I don't know. Not enticing. I might just wait for it and just walk in Best Buy or something and buy it. But check this out, guys. If you're into dynamic themes, they got some pictures, previews, and everything about this that you might find interesting. So check it out on PlayStationLifestyle.net. Next story, we're going to go into some very, very coolness. And this is a video I'm actually gonna... No, I'm not going to play it because it's probably going to go nuts and mess up the stream. But this is an electric guitar, which really is an electric guitar. Yeah, they replaced the strings with a touch screen. And you just got to watch the video. Don't just look at the picture and go, ooh, that's cool. No. Play the freaking video. Play this video and watch this. This thing is based on a Linux distribution, open source, and it is absolutely cool. I was just amazed at this. I was like, I have never seen anything like this. The only thing I've seen close to it was the what's the thing Chris Perillo has with the, you touch the screen and it makes different things, but it wasn't a guitar. It was just touch music. This takes it to a whole new level. Check it out over on the rawfeed.com. They got the details, they got a video, and you're going to be impressed. I guarantee it, guys. You are going to be impressed. If you're not impressed, take your pulse. Something wrong with you, man. Or you're just not into music. I might be able to buy that one, but yeah, you probably need to take your pulse. Check it out over on the rawfeed.com.
You found Bwana.org Radio. Tech news and tech gadgets for the hardcore geek in all of us.
BluRay Sales. According to this article over on hd.engadget.com, we're up 67% in 2009. A lot of people were complaining, and a lot of people were declaring Blu-ray dead already. But every time they do, some of these numbers come out. Now, as with any other statistic out there, I kind of look at them with a lot of skepticism, and I go, did they make these numbers up? Did they really get these numbers from the right sources? Is there really a 67% increase in 2009? Is this really happening? Is this real life? Anyway, but this is according to Adams Research, and they estimate the digital download market was only worth $360 million. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know if this is accurate, but if it is, it's cool. I can say that in 2009, I bought the least amount of Blu-rays. And I've had a Blu-ray player since 2007. 2008, I was buying them like crazy. But in 2009, maybe it was because of the economy. Maybe it was because I cut back on budget. Maybe it was because, I don't know, it was the right temperature. but I just didn't buy that many Blu-rays, and I didn't actually watch a lot of movies, to tell you the truth. 2009. So maybe that's why. There wasn't a whole lot of new movies out to entice me. I did get the Star Trek movie Blu-ray. That's about the only one I remember that I got in 2009. So it was a pretty dry year for me. But according to this, I guess a lot more people either bought PS3s. Blu-ray players dropped in price tremendously. I mean, a couple of Black Fridays, 2008, 2009 Black Fridays, Blu-ray players, you could get one for under $100 in some cases. They went fast, but you can get them for under $200 easy now. So prices have come down. There's a lot more Blu-ray sales at places like Best Buy. You get Blu-rays for like $15 in some cases, even $20 in a lot of cases. They're coming down to about the DVD prices. So it's I can't say it's a turnaround that's happening. Can't really say it's a trend that's forming, because digital downloads are starting to take off a lot more. You buy the Blu-ray player. A lot of the top of line Blu-ray players, they support Netflix and they support Pandora. So digital downloading and digital streaming is right there in the mix. So it's gonna be a fight. There's no more HD DVD, but there is digital downloads to contend with. And with the consoles like the Xbox 360, which give you Netflix, which give you digital downloads, and the PS3, which give you Netflix and digital downloads, and the Nintendo Wii, which is going to give you Netflix in the spring, it's going to be a pretty cheap, easy way to get that in your living room, which was kind of a barrier before. People didn't like to build home theater PCs. People didn't like to hook up their computers to their TVs. So now they're building this stuff into TVs themselves. They're making set-top boxes. There's Boxy. They got the Boxy box. There's Apple TV. They're trying to bring digital downloads into the living room. And what better way to do it than a console? A lot of non-American international households have a console of some sort in the living room or in some room of the house. It's a popular appliance. So we'll see. We'll see. Only one of those consoles supports Blu-ray. Check it out. This one's over on hdgadget.com. They got the details over there, and you can read it. Next story. We're going to talk a little bit more about this live streaming download stuff. It has to do with Xbox Live. Xbox Live, there's a new rumor out that they may be supporting live sports from ESPN. And one of the things, and I'm going to go off on a little bit of not really a sandbox, but a little bit of a tangent here. One of the things that's keeping me from completely ditching cable, or DirecTV in my case, is live sports. That's the primary thing that I watch that is not really DVR'd, or not really recorded, or not really online. Everything else I watch Leverage, I watch Burn Notice, and that's pretty much it. And Supernatural. I watched those 3 shows, okay, and I DVR, but I could easily download those off the internet. I could easily pay for those, get a subscription, a lot cheaper than DirecTV, and watch those. But live sports is a topic that right now you really can't get without having, some sort of a cable or like cable-like device. So ESPN is a source of live sports. Not really everything, though. It's not enough for me to kill cable, because I still watch basketball on TNT and TBS. I still watch March Madness on CBS, and I still watch college football on CBS, and I still watch things like the Olympics and pro football on NBC. So that's a lot of stuff to just say, well, blah, goodbye. Goodbye, we don't need you anymore. But it is a step in the right direction. Hopefully this will happen. Apparently Xbox, Microsoft, and Disney may be forming a deal, because Disney, ABC's, ESPN, all the same thing now. Maybe they'll be forming a deal to get live sports streaming onto your console. So here's another drop in the bucket for live streaming media, kind of taking away from the cable industry. Not only are we looking at digital distribution versus digital media, but we're looking at digital distribution versus traditional cable and satellite television. So, yeah, this is one we're going to be watching very, very closely. Check it out. This one's over on Gizmodo.com. They got screenshots, links, and all kinds of goodness over there. Next story, we're going to talk about Apple. Apple, 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 Apple. Yeah, apples and oranges. I touch, I tablet, I talk. I phone, I speak, I burp. Anyway, check this story out. This next story is kind of a confirmation, and it's been all over the web that Apple has sent out invites for their January 27th event, media event, basically asking people to check out our newest creation, unquote, our newest creation. So everybody is practically assuming that this is the famed tablet or slate or touch or whatever you want to call it from Apple. So this thing is pretty much confirmed. They also say that this event is confirmed, not the tablet. They also say that iPhone OS 4.0 may be coming out, as well as iLife 2010, which kind of makes sense. It's usually about this time of year where we preview the next iPhone OS. Not going to be out probably till June. And iLife is typically announced at the beginning of the year. So check this out. This one's over on MacRumors.com. They got the link and pictures to the story and more juicy comments in their comment section. I like Mac Rumors. They do a lot of, despite the whole Mac Rumor windmill, if you just rumor mill, you know, they have some good stuff over there. So check out Mac Rumors. Next story is from the absolutely freaking cool department. If the electric guitar wasn't enough, here's another one for you. A router built out of Lego parts. And it works. It absolutely works. Can you believe this, guys? A Lego router. If you look at the screenshots here, there's actually components inside. And it works. 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 Absolutely outstanding. I'm telling you, he's got instructions on his blog on how to build this. So if you got enough electrical knowledge, I just made that word up. If you got enough knowledge in the electronics department and you love Legos like I do, hey, make me one. I'll send you a check for this is very cool, guys. Very cool mixture of Lego and technology. This is absolutely outstanding. So check it out. It's over on MakeZine, the MakeMagazine.com. They got the details, and they got links to the blog with the instructions and everything. We're going to go back to gaming. We're not absolutely done with gaming. We're absolutely starting more gaming with absolute news, with absolute stuff. DICE, the makers of Battlefield Bad Company 2, have basically come out and address some concerns regarding dedicated servers. Now, those of us who are into Battlefield on the PC platform, a lot of this was not a big surprise. Let me first explain what they said. They said that they're going to basically be in charge of dedicated server rentals, and they're going to have approved partners with these dedicated servers. Now, on the surface, that might sound bad, but in the old world of Battlefield 2, that's essentially what ranked servers were. If you ran a server on your own box doing your own thing, it was a quote-unquote unranked server. So this is the same thing, the same exact thing they did for Battlefield 2. And a lot of people are complaining that, what's the price, what's this, what that, and those are valid things. You know, are they going to allow third-party vendors to be partners in this to resell servers, or are they going to allow, are they just going to lock it down completely? I think they're going to do, and I recall this was similar to what they did to Battlefield 2. Is initially they're going to lock it down. They're going to have a set of servers, and then as time goes on, as things stabilize, they're going to open it up to more and more third-party partners, and you can go to, I don't know, I'm not going to say gameservers.com because I had a bad experience with them, but someone like them, and rent a Battlefield server from them. Now, people are like, why should I rent one? Well, generally good servers out there are rented. I mean, people who run their own servers usually have a very, very good connection and very, very good hardware, and that's not something that's common. It's possible, but it's not common. So this is on the PC platform. Dedicated servers are going to be controlled by EA DICE. And like I said, if you're into Battlefield, you know that this was the case before. So the only question is, how are they going to do, or if they're going to support unranked servers, and what's the price going to be, and are they going to open up to other vendors? So those are the questions I immediately came up in my head. Check it out. This one's over on joystick.com. More details about Battlefield Bad Company, and the PC beta is coming up soon. So this is something that a lot of people want to know before they pre-order Battlefield Bad Company to get in the PC beta. I'm glad they addressed this before that came. So check this out. And our final story is about internet speed. I talked a little bit briefly about internet speed on that previous story about how you have to have a fast connection to run a dedicated Battlefield Bad Company 2 server. But this next story is kind of disheartening, especially if you live in the United States. Something that we kind of already knew, but it's cropping up again. United States is generally bad in terms of internet connection speed. And when it comes to world rank, these latest numbers that comes out from Akamai, is that the United States comes in 18th. South Korea is number 1, Japan's number 2, Hong Kong number 3, Romania 4, Sweden, Ireland, Netherlands, Switzerland, Denmark, Czech Republic, ... because they don't show the next 7. And then United States is number 18 with an average speed. Actually, they go from Q309 to Q203 change. We actually increased by 1.8% with a 3.9 megabit per second speed. And the top tier, South Korea, they average 14.6. And South Korea's got some speed over there. No wonder they love those online games over there. They got some great speed. Check this one out. This was over on 9to5mac.com. Not a very good story if you live in the United States. It's kind of something we already knew, but it actually is confirmed. Wow. And that concludes episode 226 of Born.org Radio. And I want to thank everybody for coming by the live stream. We're here live every Tuesday and Thursday night at live.born.tv or justin.tv/born. You can come by either of the chat rooms. They're shown on the stream. You can join your favorite one, have a conversation in each. And we do it. We have fun. We do all kinds of cool stuff before and afterwards, like I said earlier. Also, I encourage you to register for our forum. And I'm going to be posting a new video today on YouTube regarding our forum. We had a giveaway this past Friday. Congratulations to Lincoln of the forum. He won a copy of Left 4 Dead 2 for the PC just for being a member. Just for being a member. Just sign up, get 25 posts so you can get the first tier. We want people to actually communicate. And don't just post anything because we're watching that. And it's kind of cool. Lincoln found us via YouTube. He's like, I heard about it on YouTube. I joined you guys. And now he's a member of our community. And he comes by almost every night. He's in school. But he comes by almost every night. And, you know, we play Call of Duty together. Sometimes we play, he comes in Team Fortress. And, you know, we just have a blast. And he found us via YouTube. He joined the forum, and, you know, that's how it works. So go to born.org/forum. Great forum, great content. We have some great stuff. Funny links, good links, technology links, gaming stuff. We're all over the place up there. And you'll be eligible to win free stuff every Friday night. So sign up, guys. All right, folks, that concludes episode 226 of Born.org Radio. And I will see you next time.